Hmm. Hello everybody. Welcome back after a long time. Even throughout the day I couldn't go live. I've been live in the morning and then that's it, nothing else. That doesn't mean I haven't been learning. I've been watching some of the videos. But as for the live, I couldn't really go live. So this is the time. And let's see how long we are gonna be going live for right now. There's no fixed timing. Minimum 1.5 hours. More can be for sure if I'm actually allowed. Otherwise, if my mom doesn't call me and all. And then let's simply go ahead from here on. As the title suggests, I'm gonna be working on the clone of Google Meet that we already worked on, and we have everything ready right now. So if I try to show the overall diagram and all, so we have overall flow ready. We will be following the same flow. We will be going with the same thing, and then let's see how far we can just simply go ahead. We have everything in the written format. Let's go to the canvas, and at the end of the day, we will start the things from here. So we have to just start doing everything from here, but before that I have to get the setup ready, right? So let's simply get the setup ready, and once the whole setup is ready, I will just simply start working on the things. Hopefully it's gonna be quick, but having said that, it is not something that can be really quick. Things are gonna be taking some time here, mainly because we are gonna cover quite a lot. Okay, I hope it does make sense. And right now, what are gonna be the tech stack? When it comes to the tech stack, so this is the section for the tech stack. I hope I will get it here. Document. This is the one. So I'm gonna be using Zustand first of all, Bun, Turbo Repo. So the most important part is the Turbo Repo with Bun. So this is the important tech stack over here. Again, I forgot to do one thing. Let me check the status. Again, I was busy learning the things about New Relic. What is this? It just simply tells you about the CPU uses, about your system exactly, how it's working, how much traffic it's handling, how much CPU is being consumed and all. So this is actually it does, but again I'm yet to learn more things about it. So I was just simply busy learning this and couldn't really go live because of this particular thing. Sorry for that, but here we are, and let's simply get it done. Don't really have a lot of time, so I will be quite quick here so that we are actually able to accomplish what we want to accomplish. So first of all, we have to initialize turbo repo. This is gonna be the first step. So let's search turbo repo here, just like this. And again, we are going to build everything from scratch. So if I'm not wrong, let's make it part 1. Let me change the title. Google Meet clone. This is actually gonna be the part 1, and we are gonna be dividing into parts. So part 1, that's it. This is how it's gonna be going on. Save it. Coming back to this one here. Okay, turbo repo. Let's click on docs. Again, why am I using turbo repo? So that things are organized. Turbo repo is mainly used for organizing the things. There are many options: pnpm, yarn, pn, blah blah blah. But you have all these runtime, but installers. Ultimately, what are they? npm, pnpm. They are get started with turbo repo. Few. I forgot the name of these. What is npm? I think it is a runtime. What is npm, pnpm? I mean all these things here. Npm node package manager. Okay, default bundle package manager. Sorry for that. These are the package managers, and we are gonna be using bun over here. So bunx create a turbo repo at the latest. Without any further delay, let's simply do that. But I will have to create the project. For creating the project, I need to go here, not here, maybe in the project section. And here, this is again gonna be a learning project, and let's keep it inside learning only. So learning project, and after that, of course, I will delete it. So I think over here, if I make it, that's gonna be the best thing. Testing app was this, okay? Or let me do make it simple, easy peasy. I have this Let's Talk application over here. Quite many of them I have. I'm gonna be having this Google Meet here. This is going to be the name for that. By the way, folder with that name already exists. Do I already have that? Amazing job. What do I have? Oh, what did I build this? Just a sec. I already have a folder named Google Meet, and I'm not sure what's there in the code. So got it. Over here I built this using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. That's fine. What will I do? I already have that, right? So let me close this. Instead of naming it complete, let me name it Google Meet using HTML. That's crazy name, CSS and JS. But okay, I'm gonna be naming it like this. Apart from this particular thing, I'm gonna be having Google Meet website, just like this. I mean Google Meet app. and I think the name should rather be close this. The name should not be like this, otherwise in future I will face the error. So Google Meet app, the name should actually be like this. Let's simply open with the code. That is it. Here I'm inside that, and right now what will I do? I have to initialize everything. First of all, git init, and it is initialized git uh, git what, git branch m, the branch is gonna be main ls, and git status. That's it. Okay, this is done. Apart from this particular thing, let's simply initialize the bun over here. And the thing is that first of all we will get this project completed, then only we will move to the another one. Otherwise I will not move to the another one. So I can't even move that, because this is the one that I have to get it done really quickly. So let's do it. Bunex create turbo repo at the latest. It will be just simply installing this stuff and all. So hopefully it will not take a lot of time, but let's see. Where would you like to create your turbo repo? My turbo repo, this is gonna be in the current directory only. What will you be using? I will be using bun, of course, and pnpm and yarn. I don't have them installed, but never mind. So this should be enough. Let's see how it's gonna be going on. Apart from this particular thing, coming back to this one, I already have bun and this. Then what I wanted to do, I wanted to create front-end and backend both on Next.js only, and I wanted to create another backend for the socket.io. So in this way I will have a backend, but that will be only for socket.io. But there is a problem. The problem is that even if I have a separate backend, but how will I authenticate the user, whether that is the right user or not? This is the thing that I will have to figure out some way. I don't know. This particular thing, Next.js will use a better auth that simply uses the session. It doesn't use token, so that I could send the token here and I can just simply authenticate the user. So let's see how it's gonna be going on. I may have to create the tokens as well to just simply authenticate the user and send the token to the server. On the front end side, on Next.js, I may have to create JWT tokens once I got the user information, and after that I may have to send the JWT token to the server. This is just one of the ideas that I have, but let's see. I will ask the AI for the best way. Coming back to this one, bun run build, bun run dev, bun run lint. These are the things that we have to, these are the run commands that we have, and this is the overall setup that we got here. What is the next thing that we can do? To get started, enable remote caching. Recommended Bunex turbo login. Okay, remote caching. The data is going to be remotely cached. Great job. So Bunex turbo and login. Let's simply login. I think over here our data is going to be cached. Let's simply continue with Google, and I will be selecting one audiobook. Quite public email. So authenticating done. So if I'm not wrong, Bunex turbo repo, the data is actually gonna be cached here. But let's see how it's gonna be going on. What is the problem? Over here, it turns out to be facing some issues here for some reason. I have no idea why. Authorization, I think I need to just simply stop it, log in again. Hopefully it will work. If it works, that's great. If it doesn't work, can't really do anything. I will have to move. I'll have to go with another option. Social account is not connected yet. I think I will have to sign up first. Okay, I'm working on commercial projects. I'm working on my own projects. Literally, can't I sign up directly? So don't have an account. I wanna sign up. Yeah, I can't. Vipendra, continue with Google. I think this was the reason my account wasn't already created and I was trying to log in, and then I got the error. Authenticating, done. Authorizing, and here we are. And what is this? This is the page, and what will happen here in this page? It will tell me about my deployment, the logs. So ultimately data is gonna be cached here. As for this thing, what is this? Versal.com. So I will be knowing more about it. For now I don't have time to explore this thing, but I'm gonna be having a quick look. First of all, I have all my projects, so all the previous projects that I had on Versal. Well, it turns out I don't really have, at least on this one. Deployments, whatever I deployed, logs will be related to them. Analytics, speed inside, observability, then overview, quick notebooks, alerts, function, blah 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 blah. Got it. Get rid of this. Firewall, CDN, domains. I can add a domain over here, and that domain is going to be used. Integration, storage. Does it provide some kind of storage? We can just integrate the storage directly over here. That's great. So it will be using any storage provider. You can just simply select here. And okay, overall things are fine. This is just a render where you can just simply deploy the websites and all. Coming back to this one, I think authorization should be done, but if it is not done, if I will try to log in again, and this time it will definitely be done. So let's simply authorize the CLI. It is done, and then on this side, it is just simply saying that it is success. Then to connect it to your remote cache, run the following in any turbo npx turbo link. Okay, npx turbo link. It will just simply get the caching done there. Enable virtual remote cache. This okay, do that. It will be remotely enabled. So okay, I got this dot turbo here, and turbo repo CLI authorized for this user. Which virtual and remote cache do you want to associate with? Use arrow. This okay, fine. Enable virtual, fine. This, anything that I missed important? Nothing. Let's simply clear the browser. What is the next thing that I need to do? Bun, I think turbo, and I think I just directly need to run that. Control W. Coming back to this one, this way I can just simply install it. Once it is installed, I have to go to the start with an example, and not really this one. Getting started, installation guides. I think how is this installed? Turbo build. I forgot this. Come on, yeah. What a crazy person I am. I forgot the command. I have them saved in my notes, so it's not like I don't have them saved. But bun install turbo global installation of the bun. Okay, fine. Then turbo dev bun is nope, not this one. Yeah. Start with an example. So this is where we are starting with an example. After that, add to not these ones. Editor, integration, API, reference, configure, run, watch, query, package. Can't I get the example directly over here? Not really. Congratulations. The thing is that now I have to search for the command. How to run turbo turbo repo code. Give me quickly gathering generating code. Turbo run. Okay, so we have turbo run, and we will be running it like this. So runs defined build dev. So turbo run build, turbo run dev. Okay, got it. Turbo dev, turbo build, turbo test now. Okay, this is how it goes. Coming back to this one, turbo build. Great job, ls, and code. It's been quite a long time, but okay, never mind. Package.json. Here we are, and in this particular section, build dev lint dev dependencies, prettier turbo repo TypeScript. Okay, how to install the things here. So if I actually go to the installation, and bun install turbo globally, apart from this particular thing, but install turbo dev. Got it. And if I want to install something, in that case I will have to use bun here. So if I actually check out the code here, web app and package.json, bun. I think bun is definitely mentioned here, isn't that? Somewhere here. Okay, so ultimately I'm gonna be using package manager called bun. That simply means bun install should be installing everything. It has already installed all the things that are required. That's great. What is the next thing? I will just simply run turbo repo, turbo build. Command not found. Where am I? I'm inside this. Turbo build is not working. Turbo run build. Turbo command is not found. Okay. Turbo dev. Turbo is not found. Am I missing something? Definitely you are missing, but what? Simple thing. Time to take the help of my notes. Turbo repo. search turbo repo. This is the one. npx create turbo. This will just simply create that. 21. Oh, sorry. Turbo repo 21. This is not there. Continued. So in this particular case, steps to follow. Demo projects. Not really quite getting something interesting or needed, what exactly I need. And the crazy thing is that I forgot this. Wow, amazing job. What can be here? Turbo repo commands. Turbo repo API reference. Run, watch, logout, package, create turbo repo. Did this basic monorepo example with Next.js applications. Okay, npx create turbo repo. After that, cd my turbo repo turbo build should be running, but it is not running. Great. In that case, turbo cd turbo repo, and then without global turbo, use the package manager. So cd this npx turbo build. Just a sec. So using this, you can do this. After that, utility turbo repo. Okay, build. So cd this turbo build without a turbo global turbo. Use package manager. So I will have to use package manager. So npx turbo build yarn this or pnpm something like this. So I will have to use them, or I can install it globally. Then it will start working. And okay, fine. So what will I do actually? If I actually go to the website here in the installation section, they're simply saying it's not gonna be too late. Okay. Alright, I'll have to actually just leave crazy stuff. Just got a call and I have to get that particular work done. In that case, let me try if I can get that work done from my own side. That will be great. So getting that work done simply means I have to go here. Just a minute, give me a minute. I think max it will be taking only a minute. So in that case, activate it. It may take even more. I don't really want to end this particular live, because once I'm live, I just want to continue this and just simply get it done as much as possible. But let's see what's gonna be happening. Hopefully it will not take a lot of time. Make it quick. I'm actually asked to send some money to somebody, and first of all I'll have to log in. Okay. Activate. It's almost done. Can't receive it. Whoa. Okay, this is done. Got it. I'll actually have to make a call. Real vision, and then I'll be back. Alrighty, let's get started. That is done. चलता है भाई इतना तो. I mean, ऊपर नीचे. Can't really do anything. That was important. My uncle called me up, so I had to just simply do that. Coming back to this one, I have to install it globally so that it is actually usable. Control Shift V. Okay, this is installed globally. Right now, if I say turbo and build. It is building that, and that's what I actually wanted. So it's okay. We learn the things, we forget the things, we go through the documentation, and then we get the things done. It just keeps going. And avoid multiple global installation. If you've installed global turbo before, make sure you use the same package manager as your existing installation to avoid unexpected behavior. You can quickly check which package manager you previously used with the turbo bin. So I'll have to okay, if I installed it earlier, right? So turbo is an alias for turbo run. For example, turbo build, turbo run build. Okay, that's great. I think I better just simply go through it really quick. To start, blah blah blah, installation. This is how you can just simply a global install of this. Okay, fine. Once installed globally, you can run your scripts to turbo from your terminal. Quickly running one of commands, turbo build, turbo this, filtered, turbo build filter docs. So only filter will be running. Dry. Quickly print an outline of the build task of your docs package without running it. Simple thing. Whenever we build projects, at that time we will try to use different tech stacks so that we are actually learning something. It's not like we know that and we are building that. There are gonna be some things, rather we will try to push ourselves to the another level. If we don't know something, we will learn it on the go. Turbo generate, function generate, it will just to add a new code to your repository. So turbo generate is going to be used. Run generate, generators to add. Okay. Apps docs turbo build, this is okay. Then if you've installed global turbo before, make sure that you use the same package manager as your existing installation to avoid unexpected behavior. You can try quickly turbo bin. Let me check that. Turbo bin. So media did this, and here I have this turbo repo project. So inside node modules, so ultimately turbo has been installed inside node modules, and I installed turbo using npm, right? So if I talk about this turbo installation, so sorry, bun. So bun, and I mean package manager I'm using over here. Okay, bun is overall the I mean runtime environment as well. And repository, when collaborating with other developers in repository, it's a good idea to pin versions of dependencies. You can do this with the turbo by adding it as a dev dependency in the root. So I can use turbo as a dev dependency. That's really a good thing. So do I have that added as a dev dependency? Let's see. Package turbo repo dev dependency. Do I have turbo? I do have turbo over here, but it's better to just simply run this command as well. That doesn't really make any difference. By the way, this much we've done. What is the next thing? We have already built this. Once built, I should be getting this .next cache folder. Then I should be getting this as well over here, and all the files we have here. As for the deployment section, I will be digging deeper into it, how you can actually deploy turbo repo things and all. And as for right now, I don't want this docs. I only want my web, and I only want one front end, right? So I'm gonna be just having web over here. And lastly, I'm gonna be running turbo run turbo dev. So it starts because I have only one web, so it starts over here. Let's simply check this thing out. And this is how my web app is looking like. Okay, what is the next thing? The next thing is that actually working on the front end part. First of all, get that thing done. Excuse me for my UI, because that's gonna be not, I can't guarantee that may even good, that may be good. First of all, let me ask one thing to the AI right now. Is there any package or module or library that provides complete components to add? I think there are, but list them so that I can just directly use them in my front end. Searching on the web, there are many. I got that. Tailwind CSS, so Daisy UI flow by shared CN pre blah 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 blah. So okay, overall I have these many. I'm gonna be using them. And let's see this Daisy UI stuff. Daisy UI, what it does, so that I don't wanna focus on, I mean, designing stuff. And also if I have some dark websites, that's gonna be great. So yeah, it does provide many things, and nothing could be better than this. And what I can actually do, Daisy UI. Okay, So it provides this toggle button, table, text area, just like this button, this select skeleton, it provides the skeleton, and radical, radio, range slider, progress, pagination, navbar, model. Okay, model is here directly, no need to worry about anything. Phone mockup, code browser, list, loading, mask, menu, okay, link, label, join groups, items, hover 3D effect, hover gallery, indicator, text input, and overall okay, fine, not really big problem. Field set, drop down, okay. Draw sidebar, this is something that we may need, we need even the drop down, so we are gonna be using this. And something below we got, so let's even just list the things. Accordion, I will not need it. Alert, I will need it. Avatar, I will need it. So badge, not sure. Breadcrumbs, not sure. Button, of course. Calendar, later. Card, probably. Carousel, chat bubble will definitely. Chat bubble, what is this? I need this, so I will be using this. Checkbox, collapse, okay, fine. Countdown, not required, at least right now. Divider, dock, not needed. Sidebar I need, drop down I need, and fab, speed dial, not needed. Field set, let's see. File input, I need this but not in this format, so okay, later. Filter, footer not needed. Hero, okay, hero is gonna be at the top, I don't even need that. Hover 3D effect, let's add it in the this is just gonna be for learning purpose. I will be adding in the form where I just simply fill the form. And text input, join, KBD, not needed. Label maybe required somewhere. Link, not needed for now at least. List, loading, mask, menu, nope. Browser mockup, phone, not needed. Window mockup, progress, not really required right now. Pagination, not needed. Pagination, okay, we will have to just let's see, it may be required. Model, of course we need it. Navbar, we need the navbar section as well, so whatever we need will be coming back here and we'll get it from here. Radio, ranges, rating, not required for now. Stat, stack, skeleton we may be using it. Select, let's see. Status, not sure about this one. Steps, swap, let's see. Tabs, theme controller, I need this. And text area, I need this. And text rotate, text can be rotated, I don't know how it's gonna be working. Let's see what does this do. Text, okay, so many things keep coming here, we may be needing it, we will try to just simply add it somewhere or the other. So this is done, great job. And timeline, toast, we will need toast. Toggle, tooltip, we may be using this. And then we have validator. What does this do? Validator, oh yeah, something like this probably, let's see. So we are gonna be using, okay, overall things are clear. This daisy UI stuff. What else? What were the other ones? So I have this daisy UI, then flow byte, and apart from this particular thing, apart from daisy UI, React component libraries. So I have material UI and chakra UI, maintain React bootstrap, chakra UI. I think I'd better simply focus, because right now the main focus is on the UI part. I should go live where I'm just simply focusing on the UI, where I'm just simply focusing on using them some way. If I go to the components, in this one I will be going quite quick, but let me have a look at this one as well, exactly what it is providing. So yeah, it's better to explore them one by one whenever you get the chance. But for right now, the main focus is on the logic of WebRTC. So I will be skipping this. I will be going with the Daisy UI, and let's simply go ahead with this. So these many things are enough for now, and I'm gonna be using Shadowsian. So once I have these many things, it should be enough. But more, the most important thing, as I am going to create a uh, it like a production ready application, so I have to segregate the things. I will have to just simply write the code separately so that I can reuse that. So for right now, what will I be doing? Let's simply close everything. Coming back to this one, I'm gonna be using my a database, and when it comes to the database, so I need the database for user authentication only, and I'm gonna be using there are two options. Either I use Prisma with PostgreSQL, or I'm gonna be using MongoDB. I've used MongoDB quite a lot, and this time I'm just simply gonna be going with I'm gonna be using MongoDB here because I have never used MongoDB with Turbo Repo, and that's gonna be something new for me. Got it? So what will I do? ls cd packages ls mkdir db cd db ls, and over here I will just simply initialize that. Having said that, if I'm actually doing this, that simply means I will have to go with everything on my own. So let's do it. Bun and init, I think that is it. Bun init, and in the current directory should be enough, right? I hope so. Blank, it is gonna be created inside this. So here I am, and here this inside this I have many things. I have this index.ts file, and I have many errors over here. That's fine. What will I do? I'm using bun here, right? Keep in mind that I am actually using bun as a package manager, and even that is the runtime environment as well. Fine. The first error is this, so let me resolve the errors from here. So first of all, I have to use DOM over here. So DOM, and the second thing is that I have to add types over here, types, and that's gonna be bun, just like this. So this is almost done, so I will not get the errors right now. Close this, and it is done. And what will I do inside this? I will use MongoDB. Using MongoDB, that simply means you will be getting the client from here. Is that so? When it comes to the MongoDB, so I will have to create the models over here, right? And then I will have to export the models from here. And as for connecting, it should be connected automatically. So whenever we import, it should be connected. So it's like what are gonna be the to-dos? Create the models. This is the first time that I'm actually using MongoDB here with Turbo Repo. That's gonna be great. Create the models, and then even export models. Ultimately I will have to create them, and I will have to just simply export them and connect to DB. So overall this is what that should usually happen. But let me check this thing. Just simply ask it to the AI, if I am using MongoDB in Turbo Repo with Next.js for front end and back end, and should I create a separate folder for DB, or get everything done inside Next.js? Okay, let's see. In a Turbo Repo with front-end plus backend, you have two common approaches for MongoDB. I'll explain both. So first of all, web app API lib, and inside lib I have my db.ts. Then inside that I have my models, and then user.ts. So ultimately I have things like this, and apps web lib.db.ts. So over here I will just simply export from here. One more thing, when it comes to the database, so I will have the database inside lib, and I will have to connect it to the database over and over, because whenever you send any request to the Next.js, that just simply connects to the database then and there. So this is the first thing, and that is why I'm just simply exporting from here, and I will have to connect it to this. So I will send two things. The connected DB needs to be exported, and models needs to be imported. Then that's it, using inside your API. So this is how it's gonna be used. So this is the first thing. Second is the shared folder. So this is how I'm gonna be using it inside the share folders. Inside packages, I created this. I have my models, I have this index.ts, and I will be exporting the things from here. So this is how it's gonna be going on, and I'm just simply gonna be importing it. So what are the cons? Slightly more setup, and that's it, nothing. So let's go with this one. What is the recommended? Recommended is that MongoDB connection plus models. It's better to just simply create it here. So what will I do? I will go with the same. So right now, inside this, we are already inside this. So first of all, what do we have to do? Export, and yeah, export const. And what do I have to export from here? Export const connector db, and that's gonna be, or let's make it capital B. It looks great. Connected to what was it here? Connected db. What was the name? What was the name? Connected db. Yeah, that's the same. Connected db async. I will connect to MongoDB, but before that I will have to install it. So one add mongoose, done, and import mongoose from mongoose. Once I have this, await the important thing. When it comes to this what when it comes to Next.js, at that time you may have your MongoDB already created, or there could be probability that a MongoDB connection already exists. That simply means it's better to save it in a global variable. I'm gonna be writing it to my level best, and after that I will take the help of my notes and I will make it better, because there is a better way, I know, but let me make it as better as I can, as good as I can, and then I will take the help of my notes. I will explain the code whatever I write, but yeah, I will make it better if there's any way. Having said that, what will I be doing? First of all, const await const connection, and await mongoose dot connect, and I need to get the environment variables. So when it comes to the environment variables, I'm gonna be having the environment variables for this here itself. So .env and MongoDB URI, or MongoDB URI, and that's gonna be, I mean, of course you will have your URL over here. Once you have that, you will get one dot, either you can say I mean, there are both the ways, process.env.mongodb URI, just like this. And what is the another way? The another way is that you use one over here. So this is also gonna be right. And the next thing is that it cannot I mean, get the undefined value. So undefined value cannot be assigned. So I'm gonna be going ahead like this. So ultimately overall things are done. The connection is ready. Once the connection is ready, what will I do? I will just simply return the connection from here. So ultimately I don't even have to return it. I will just simply say clg MongoDB connection established successfully, just like this. Not only that, if there's any error, so I will just simply cut everything from here, wrap everything inside a try catch block, paste everything here, and coming back to this one, clg error connecting to MongoDB, just like this. I think this should be going on, and let me get rid of this, and coming back to this one, I'm gonna be just simply having the errors over here logged, and most probably I will say process.exit. I will be exiting it with error over here, and once it is done, then that's it. I mean, one connected to MongoDB successfully. You can have more things here, and you can even just design it fancier. You can have, and one more thing, this connection, there could be probability that the connection has already been created. So what will I do? I will maintain a global state over here. So maintaining a global state, global dot connection, and inside this I will have few variables. First of all is connected, and that's gonna be false, and I forgot some of the things. This can be done like this. Let me make it simple. global dot is connected, and that's gonna be false by default, and implicitly has any type. This is actually gonna be a boolean, so it's better to just simply set the type to boolean. Can't it be like this? No, I'll have to give it the proper type. How to give the type to the global variables, I have no idea. I've forgotten that, honestly. I have them saved in my notes, but I know this should be done. For now, how about making it false directly? Well, it doesn't work. So as for the global variables, I have to go and check out my notes. For now, I'm gonna be just simply saying is connected, and that's gonna be not for, yeah, that, let's simply make it like this. And over here, as soon as it gets connected, so is connected is actually gonna be true, and next time onwards I will be checking whether the value of if is already connected, simply return from here. So this is again one thing that you can do. As for the type of this, what is the problem? This is const, so let's make it null later, and this is how it's gonna be going on. So this much I can remember. It's already been many days, and that's the best thing, that you maintain your notes so that you have your proper code. What will I do now? Nothing. Go to my codes, notes, of course. That's gonna be Next.js, and I have proper, I mean that is the best code that you can get. I mean best way to write best way to write a MongoDB connection for your backend. So for Next.js mainly, database ORM integration, Prisma Drizzle. Okay, this is not the one. In that case, where am I supposed to be going? State management, middleware hooks, Next.js authentication and authorization. Middleware with, okay, I should have it somewhere. Next.js, not this one. State management and data fetching. It turns out literally I don't have it here. That's insane. Yeah, I don't have data over here. It should be, but I've been using Drizzle here. Great. In that case, MongoDB. Okay, so MongoDB is gonna be the part. This is the MongoDB section that I have. MongoDB compass, my world. Insane. Never thought that I would forget that. I mean, there was a way. I mean, literally. MongoDB, important topics and code. Not this one. MongoDB client. Not this one either. Code plus example. Read aggregation, cursor methods and all. So this is all about that. Okay, it turns out I haven't saved that, if I'm not wrong. Crazy stuff. So my world, let me try to search for that, otherwise I will go ahead with this code only, whatever I have right now. So this is actually gonna be this Next.js authentication, authorization, then I have this much, then 10 stack to do app, middleware and server actions. Didn't I save that? I should have done that. Hooks, Next.js client, backend, and congratulations, yeah, that's right. So Next.js auto feedback app. Okay, amazing job. I must have that saved somewhere in one of the projects, and I will be I mean learning again about that. This is even not bad. I mean, it's not like it will not work and all. It will work, but there was a better way to write the same code, and I'm just not getting that. In that case, I still want to get that anyhow. So wait a minute. Because that code, I mean, usually I should be writing the code like this. So there should be the, structured way, the way you actually write the code. And if I don't get it right now, that's gonna be crazy. So server actions, auth, DB integration, done from so forms, Next.js, metadata, mini project, notes taking app, rebuild notes taking app, server actions, to do app, remake. Okay, am I using okay, not this one, lib.ts, and I think it's exactly the same, or isn't it the same? MongoDB is already connected. So it's exactly the way we have written the code. The way I have written the code, it's the same. MongoDB is already connected, otherwise I get the connection response, and after that you will be getting the value of this is connected or not. So okay, let's go with this. Even I have written the code the same way. So nothing could be better than this. But later I should learn how to write the code in a better way. Writing code is not enough. Writing the code in a better manner, that is something that makes the difference. So okay, for now this is fine. Server actions, if I go here and if I check the lib, I don't really have lib over here. I just simply have the actions, and when it comes to the actions, so I have the code written like this. Great, Control W. Coming back to this exploration part, learning part, this will keep going on, and that's my way. Auth, Next.js integration. How about this? Let me, nope, there's nothing inside that. Let me delete that. DB integration. What is what? Drizzle, Prisma. No need, needed, not needed actually. Extended metadata, fundamentals, mini project, notes taking app. What am I using inside this? Lib, db.ts. Kind of this is the same way. So I don't think I learned this thing here. I learned it somewhere else, not in this course, somewhere else. But that was a better way to just simply do this, and better way to do this in the sense, first of all, how to define globe. It's not like I've forgotten everything. Global types. In Next.js. How to delete global types. How to declare. Okay. Declare global blah 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 global user interface. That's gonna be user, and that will have these things. Okay, global interface user. So can I do something like this? Declare global interface connection, and inside this I will have connected. That's gonna be boolean, and I will have what how can I forget that? This was such a good way to write the code. Seriously, I'm crazy. I don't want to leave this way. If you actually have a look at the code that I had earlier, the way I have that in my mind, but I don't know how to put it, how to write that, and I'm just simply missing some things. And where did I learn this? I definitely learned it somewhere. Maybe inside that code. Just a minute, coming back to this one. Over here, I take this. Let's talk projects, system volumes, true feedback, video call, web RDC. I don't have them here. Let's go to my GitHub. I want to search it, and this time I will make sure that I have that better auth tutorial. Better auth source Prisma. I'm already using Prisma over here. That simply means this is not the best way. But if I actually have a look at no. Prisma, nope. Repositories, not profile. Repositories. Study Notion, what's a clone? Cluster, better auth tutorial, Xclide, clone. Really server actions. So to do docker compose BMS. No way! Congratulations. One more try to go to my notes. Search. What is the shortcut for searching here? Is there any shortcut? Control K, right? So Mongo. These things I have gone with pre-post Mongo. Let's check this thing out. So well, this is not what I want. Again, Mongo. That's already अरे भाई सर्च तो कर ले दो. Week तो okay MongoDB compass state management is there Mongo CRUD operations read operations. These are the operations that I have, and this is it, this much only I have. So this is where I learned about MongoDB state management, MongoDB, and Docker. I have Mongo. Okay, that's not even there. This predefined, not really, not this one either. Over here I may have it, but I learned it from technical. That is definitely not gonna be here. That simply means my bad that I don't have. You have no idea what I'm missing right now. Let me take the help of AI to make it better. I mean, let's see whether chat GPT can give me the response that I'm actually expecting, like I want. Make it better for Next.js. Let's see, hopefully it will just do the same that I'm thinking of. MongoDB URI cached global any, it was something like this, cached global as any Mongoose, and it is actually that it's not bad. Let me copy it. What I will explain exactly what it does, and that's what I've been thinking of creating global level variables so that I can store the connections and all over there, and I think it will do the job. So first of all, MongoDB, this is fine, okay, not really big problem. Not MongoDB URL, just simply return from here. This is also fine. This is the important part, and this is actually the same code I think I had earlier. So connection global state, the type of this global state is gonna be any, and over there I'm just simply adding this mongoose over here. That simply means in my global variable I'm using a property called mongoose, and that mongoose, and then what am I doing? I'm assigning this connection and promise here. So this connection and promise will be assigned to mongoose, and along that it has been assigned to the cache. So right now cache has the same value and this has the same value. What is the good thing of doing this? So cache, then after that whenever I'm connecting to the DB, so first of all I'm checking whether I have cache.connection, and if I will rewrite it, don't worry. If I am checking whether I have cached the connection, if I have cached the connection, return cached connection. So if I have that, I will just simply return it. And if I don't have that, so if I don't have cached connection, in that case cache the promise, I will check. If I don't have the cached promise, I will just simply create the cached promise, and buffer commands false db test db name MongoDB URI database name mongoose connector. Do we have to add the database separately here? Probably. Okay, never mind. I will ask this question to the AI as well. By the most of the time you just directly add the database name here as well. Then after that cache the connection, await, and you need to await when you, if it does exist, in that case cache the dot connection, and you await it here, await cache the promise, and it's simply you just simply save it inside this. So cache the promise, you await it, you save it there, MongoDB created, return cache the promise, and that's it, your job is done. So ultimately, yeah, overall thing is clear. Let me ask this question, can't we add db name directly in the URL? Yes, you can add usually you should add database name directly in MongoDB. In that case you don't need a db name. So ultimately when we do it, so it's gonna be something like this. And the thing is that buffer commands, what does this do? So what does this do? The main focus is gonna be rewriting the code, so I will rewrite it again. The buffer commands is mongoose option that controls what happens when you try to use model before database connection is ready. So default behavior becomes true. By default, mongoose buffers stores operations in memory until connection is established. Example, user find, if MongoDB connection connected is not connected, mongoose will store the query in queue, wait for the connection, execute the query later. So your code does not fail immediately when you use buffer commands false. So like this, now mongoose will not queue the operations, and you run if you run the query before db connections, user find, you will get an error immediately. Why it is recommended in Next.js? In frameworks like Next.js, buffering can hide problems. So yeah, okay. your DB connection fails. MongoDB keeps buffering queries, request hang. Ah, DB connection fails. Mongoose keeps buffering queries, request hang forever. Hard to debug. Buffering command false, query fails immediately. You know the DB connection is not ready. This is the better production ready. Okay, this happens only in the next years. So my recommendation, do this, and that's it. So let's do one thing. Great job. Of course I have to write it on my own. Let's see how far I can go. So import mongoose from mongoose const uh, export const connect db async this. Now I want to save the things in global variable, so I can say what global dot, how to set it, yeah, how can I miss this, cached, I forgot to set the type again, global dot as, I'm such a crazy person, just let me have a look at this. Global as any dot mongoose, and that's gonna be the cache, sorry for that. So const cached is gonna be global, and the type of this is gonna be global dot as any, the type is gonna be any by default, dot mongoose. So what will happen, I will have mongoose object inside cached, so that is what I have. And what is gonna be happening next to that, first of all let me make it let, like this. And apart from this particular thing, what is the next thing, if I don't have cached, in that case cached is gonna be equals to global as any dot mongoose, that's gonna be equals to connection, that's gonna be null, and promise, that's gonna be null as well. So both the things are going to be null. Okay, what is the next thing that I know? I'm not sure whether I'm writing everything correct or not, so I will correct it. And once this is done, after that whenever I'm trying to connect, at that time I have to just simply get it done. But before even that, I need to have my MongoDB URL. So const mongo or db URI, and that's gonna be one dot process one dot env dot mongodb URI. I mean you use process.env or one.env, is completely up to you. Const database name, and that's gonna be one.env dot database name, just like this. Again, coming back to this one, I need to enter the name over here. Database name, and that's gonna be what, we want to be Google Meet, right? Google Meet DB. So this is how we will be going ahead. So Google Meet DB, close this, come back to this one. So we've done this much. Apart from this particular thing, first of all I will check over here whether I have the connection ready or not. If connection cached dot connection, if I already have the connection established, in that case what will I do, I will just simply return from here. So if I already have the connection, so just simply return, as simple as that. And if you don't have the connection, then something should happen. So I can have a log over here as well, clg mongodb connection already exists, something like this. Apart from this particular thing, if you don't have the connection, so if cached dot promise, if there is no promise either, in that case I'm gonna be doing this. So if there's no because if there is no connect, I mean if a cached dot connection exists, that simply means let me think, I will return it from here. And if the connection exists, no way yaar, So first of all, I will check whether the connection already exists or not, and CLGDB connection already exists, and simply return from here. The another thing is that if the connection does not exist, then what will happen? I will have to get the promise, and when it comes to getting the promise, so okay, first of all, let's get this thing done. So cached dot promise, that's actually gonna be equals to await mongoose dot connect, and mongodb URI. So what do I have to connect? MongoDB URI plus database name. So this is how it's gonna be going ahead. Having said that, they can be possibly null, so I'll have to make sure that they are not null. So this is done like this, and that should be fine, at least for right now. Okay, the another thing is that what should I be doing? Once I have my promise, I have already saved my promise there, and once the promise is actually saved, that's it, nothing else. And at the end, it's easy to understand the code, and when you write the code, things get crazy. I think this is it that I need to do. I got the MongoDB connection. Once I got the MongoDB connection, this particular thing happened, and as for this particular MongoDB connection, that is actually set to null, so it will have that particular connection. So okay, come on. What am I doing here? It's not about just understanding. I just don't want to understand. I just want to be able to write it. Cache the connection. If that is already exists, then I'm gonna be returning cache.connection. If that's, copy everything and understand it here. So what am I doing here? I have saved it in the global variable. Yeah, so ultimately there is something called global.mongoose that is already saved globally. Then what will I do? That contains actually connection as well as the promise. Okay, and I have this cached object, so that using that particular cached object, I can check what is the value in the global variable. Okay, great. Then first of all, I'm just simply checking whether I have cached connection or not. If I have that, I'm gonna return that particular cached connection. So cached connection is actually returned from here. Okay, cached connection is returned from here. So ultimately this is gonna be cached connection is gonna be running. So connection is actually the value of the main connection, promise is just a promise. Okay, apart from this particular thing, if there is no cached connection, in that case, and I will check if there is no promise and all. If there is no promise, I will get the new promise. Once I got the new promise, after that what will I do? Over here I will await the new promise. Once it is awaited, I will get the connection. Once I got the connection, I'm gonna be returning the connection from here. Is returning really important? Not quite, because after that it will definitely end it here. So ultimately what is happening? I have two things. I have connection, I have promise. I'm checking first of all whether there is already connection or not. If there is already connection, just simply return it. That simply means this will be executed, and when this gets executed, then that's it. You don't really need to worry about anything. Your connection got ready. And in case if you don't have the connection, so your goal is going to be getting the promise. And once you get the promise, you will just simply save it inside cache.promise. And once that is done, once you got saved the promise as well, then you will be running the promise, so that you can actually get the connection, cache.connection, and that's it. You will be returning it from here. The another thing, it can be if you already have cached connection, then you will be returning cached connection like this, right? Or if you don't want to do it here, so it's gonna be something like cached dot connection is gonna be equals to await cache. You can even cache it right here. So cache dot promise and of course I'll have to await it. That's I'm already doing, and I have to return from here. So get the promise, await it, get the connection, return it. But in this case I will not have my connection already, so that simply means I need to get my connection over here. So ultimately what am I doing? Maintaining global state, then get the object, yeah, kind of object. And after that what will you do? Once you got the object, check the connection if there's already a connection or not. If there's already connection, just simply say connection dot, I mean if there's already connection, so cached dot connection, just simply call that. So if you just do that, so the value of the connection, so the promise is all even connection is there, and if you just simply return it, that's gonna be kind of connected, and that is fine as well. So whenever I'm running the promise, I'm saving it inside connection, and the value of connection is going to be saved. So if there is already connection, I don't need to worry about it. That simply means I can just simply return it, even if I don't return it here, even if I just simply do it directly. So directly in the sense, even if return cache dot connection, this is also gonna be fine over here. And if I just don't even do that, if I just go with this much, it should still be fine, because cache dot connection is already there. At that time I have to just simply return from here, connection is already established, and that is absolutely correct. Okay, and after that, once I got this, I'm gonna be even asking this thing to AI. Then I will check if I have the promise or not. So if I don't have the promise, in that case what will I do? If I don't have the promise, in that case I will create the promise. So ultimately get the promise, assign it, and once it is assigned, at the end what do you have to do? Get the connection. So ultimately the thing is simple. You are always getting the promise. After getting the promise, you are just simply getting the connection. You are saving that connection somewhere, so that you can check whether you actually have that or not. And lastly, once you have the particular connection, you are just simply gonna be returning from here. So this is what we are doing. But the another thing is that the promise that we actually have, we are never setting it to null. We are not setting it to null here. And how about just at the top, are we setting it to null here? Connection await, connection creator returning from here, that's great. And apart from this particular thing, we don't really set it to null. Okay, shouldn't we set promise to null, promise back to null? Short answer, no. You normally should not set cache the promise back to null. Let's understand why. What cache dot promise is doing? Cache dot promise, Mangooj, this simply contains the promise. Mangooj connect returns a promise of connection. We store that promise so that multiple requests don't create multiple connections. So request 1 did this right. So DB is not connected yet. Request 1 creates the connection. Request 2 cache the promise and waits for the same promise. Request 3 also waits for the same promise. What if connection is already there? So only one connection is created. So flow of this connection did this, something like this, gonna be like this. You get the promise. Now all requests wait for this promise. Okay, and when the connection finishes, connection cached await cache the promise. Now cached connection has a MongoDB this, and cache the promise has this particular promise. After that, next time if cache dot connection return connection, so it returns immediately and never reconnects. Should we reset promise to null? You could, but it gives no benefit. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Why are we not setting it to null? Because it could be set to null because it's not really being used though. So it can definitely be set to null. So whenever you are just simply doing it, but this is unnecessary because cache dot connection already exists and code returns early. So that is another thing. If we just return empty, it should also work, shouldn't it? yes, it would still work, but it is not a good idea. If you are referring to this line, then if, asking if we could instead write this, yeah. So what if we just return this, then the function returns undefined, so the function behavior becomes db already connected undefined, functions behavior becomes okay. First connection, mongoose connection, that means the return type becomes inconsistent, okay. So why returning cached is better? Returning the connection makes the function predictable, so whatever we are returning from there, that's amazing. And now will always contain a connection, and that's right, that does make sense. So yeah, even if you don't return, that's gonna be working fine, but returning that is a good way, I mean better way to just simply write the same code. Again, call me anything, but I'm gonna be writing it again just for the last time. Const, first of all I will get the mongodb url, mongodb, because I want to be sure that I am able to write this. This is really such a good way to just simply get it connected on to write the code on next.js part. So uh, one dot env dot mongodb uri const database name one dot env dot, let me do one thing, mongodb uri database name return clg environment missing environment variables, just like this, and simply return from here. Well, we can't really return from here, that is the thing, but okay, this will work fine. And we cannot return from here, and is the same thing happening here? Are we not returning? We are throwing the error if that does not exist, okay. So wherever we are not able to return, because we can only return inside the inside functions, at that time you can return. So if you can't return directly, just simply throw the error, and for throwing the error, let's simply cut it from here. That's a better way to just simply stop there and there. So throw new error error, just like this, and paste it here. Before even that, do this. So this is how it's gonna be going on, okay. Apart from this particular thing, I'm gonna be saving some values, let cached in the global variable, so global dot mongoose, but this global needs to have some any type related stuff, so as any, because I don't know the type of global here. Once it is saved, after that if cached, if I have cached, in that case what will I do? In that case cached, and that's gonna be equals to global as any dot mongoose, and the value will be assigned, this particular object will be assigned, it will be null, promise is also gonna be null. So this is how it's gonna be going ahead. Once it is done, export const connect db async. Okay, first of all I will be checking whether I already have the connection or not. So I will just simply check cached dot connection if I have that or not. If I already have the connection, I will just simply return cached dot connection from here. Having said that, you don't really need to do this. Even if you don't return, that's gonna be fine, but it's better to return. The second thing is that if I don't have the connection, then I will be checking the promise, whether I have the promise or not. So cached dot promise, if I have the promise object, that's gonna be more than enough. So I'm gonna be just simply, sorry, not actually, I should not have the promise, then I will be creating the new promise. So if I don't have the promise, in that case I'm gonna be creating a new promise. So cached dot promise, and that's gonna be await, and await what? Await mongoose dot connect, and mongodb uri string, let's keep it like this, I mean it's gonna be fine, plus mongodb I mean database name, that should be fine. And I have to configure it, So what are the options that I have? Allow partial trust, missing something, the value I forgot, that is okay, what was that? Something that is used for what? I had a property for disabling it. Query related stuff. Wait, not really this one. Okay, there was a property. What was that? I don't have it here. Property. Buffer commands. What does this do? If I just simply search it here, didn't I get that initially? Buffer commands, I got it here. Okay, never mind. So buffer commands, what I'm gonna be making it false, and what it does, if the connection is not ready yet, it just simply throws the error. It just doesn't even kind of cache the queries and all. If it is set to true, that is set to true by default. So whenever the connection gets established, your queries are gonna be running. In Next.js case, it can be problematic because your connection keeps getting connected many times. So that is why you just have to keep in mind. And apart from this particular thing, once we have the promise, after that cached dot connection, and that's gonna be await. I'm gonna be awaiting the promise that I have. So cached dot promise, and lastly you can return. Again, returning from here is completely up to you, but we are returning here as well, so that we have a consistency. That's the only thing. Cached dot connection. I'm just simply gonna be returning the connection from here. So this is the overall thing, and this way this is gonna be done. That's it. You don't really need to worry about it. Having said that, once it got connected here, over here, once you just awaited, once you got the, I don't need to await it here, sorry for that. I just want to get the promise. Once I got the promise, I need to await it here, and that's it. Connection is going to be established, and once the connection is established, I'm done. So let me give it to the ChatGPT and see what it says about this code that I have written. Okay, missing environment variables. Control C, Control V. Let's see what the ChatGPT says about the code that we've written. There are two problems in your code. Okay, that's great. First of all, global any did this. This is backward. It means if cache already exists, you reset it. Not cache, actually, sorry for that. If cache does not exist, so there should be not. I forgot that. Apart from this particular thing, bun unit should not be used inside Next.js. Next.js runs on node run environment, so use process.env. Next.js. Huh? Literally. Okay, fine. Yeah, at that time bun is just gonna be package manager. That's it, nothing else. At the end of the day, node is going to be used for that. Not a problem. Okay with that. That simply means I'll have to go with this process.env first of all. Apart from this particular thing, it should actually be not. If the cache does not exist, in that case just do this. Otherwise, if the cache already exists, that's great, just go ahead with the process. And apart from this particular thing, I don't really think there's anything else. MongoDB URI concatenation issue. This works only if a URI ends with slash. Okay, if that does not end, then in that case I will have to just simply add it. So MongoDB URI, put database name directly in URI. That's gonna be a better thing too. So okay, I'm gonna be just simply removing it from here. It's better to put the database name directly in the URI. So I will be getting rid of this URI as well as missing MongoDB URI, just like this, and option 2. Okay, I've done almost everything. So this is the overall code. So let me As we understood, we are able to even write, so we can just directly go ahead. By the way, we can have the database name over here. That's actually a good name, a good option too. So database name and the MongoDB URI overall, that's gonna be here. We are just simply updating it, we are returning it. So yeah, by now you must have understood exactly what is happening and why that's actually happening. After that, now I'm gonna be creating another folder called over here inside packages db models, and mm, the thing is that I'm actually going to use a better auth here. So better auth, and when using better auth, at that time I have to just simply assign the client there, and in Prisma we get the client directly, but in MongoDB we have our user. Let's see how it's gonna be going on. What is the problem here? Oh, is this better auth? This is insane. Let's go to the docs. Okay, once we are inside this, I will just simply click on getting started introduction, that is already here. We have to just simply install it. I hope I'm on the right website. I think I am. Okay, so once this is done, then generate the secret key, and after that leave a utility is create better auth, and over here I have to add the database. Now SQL add PostgreSQL MySQL, and I want to go with MongoDB. So what do I have to do when it comes to this MongoDB? So your MongoDB client @db, from there I have to get the client, and once I get the client, I'll be going ahead like this. But the question is, overall things are fine. When it comes to getting this particular client, if your database is not listed above, check out this. The client it needs. How will I get the client? Is that the connection? Let me take that copy here as well. Because in Prisma we directly get the client, so we don't really need to worry about that. But in MongoDB we get connection. Is connection is the client? Is connection the client? I mean, can I go to databases? Can I click on MongoDB? Can I have a look at the example? So npm install @betterauth mongo adapter. First of all, we need this. Okay, so we will have to generate the client, so it's not gonna be just directly working. And client is gonna be new MongoDB client, MongoDB localhost this database. So we get the client. Once we got the client, const db client db better auth, pass the client over here, schema generation and migrations joins. So const better auth experimental, that's gonna be joins. Okay, I will have to go through it. Additional information, okay, I got the client. So ultimately I get the I do have the client right now. How about the connection? Should I still get the connection ready or not? They're just simply asking me to go to the MongoDB documentation, and they're not doing anything I mean that I need here. So to use MongoDB adapter, integrate better auth with MongoDB. MongoDB is a popular NoSQL database that is widely used for building scalable and flexible application. It provides a flexible schema that allows for easy data modeling and querying. Before getting started, make sure you have MongoDB installed and configured. For more information, this MongoDB configured, that simply means I have to create the connection. To use MongoDB adapter, you need to install @betterauth MongoDB adapter. then this npm install this. First of all, this needs to be installed. Of course, I will install it using bun. And after that, you can use the MongoDB adapter to connect it to your database as follows. So connect it to my database as follows. Got it? So you will have to connect it to your database. So definitely you will just a minute, yeah. Connect it to my database as follows. That's just a minute. I'm gonna be taking the help of AI. If we do this, that simply means we don't need to use mongoose.connect. So that simply means we don't need to use mongoose. Hopefully that is so. Don't blame me. I've never used this. This is the first time I'm going with this method. Does it mean that we don't need to use mongoose to connect if we go with better auth? I know how better auth works, but how the integration? But yes, if you use better auth with MongoDB adapter, you do not need a mongoose for authentication. Your code is already uses the official MongoDB driver, Mongo client. So Mongo client did this. It is going to be connected. Amazing job. So that simply means we don't need to do it. Wow. And after that, once you have this DB collection users, but you can also use MongoDB driver only. Some modern stacks skip mongoose entirely. So DB collection users. So I got what? DB collections users dot insert one benefits less abstraction faster. This connect client.db, otherwise the connection may not be established. Oh my god. Recommended structure for Next.js. Oh, ultimately you have to keep it here, mongo.ts auth.ts, and mongo.ts I'm gonna be having here. I will new MongoDB client. After that, client.db client connect before using it, and over here I have my DB, I have my client. I'm gonna be giving it my DB, I'm gonna be giving it my client. Using better auth plus MongoDB dot mongoose is not required. Mongoose is not at all required. I didn't know that we don't really need mongoose when using better auth. Great job. Since you are building on MongoDB, give me the file structure in turbo repo. Let's see what is it's gonna be telling me. For a turbo repo with Next.js better auth MongoDB, a clean approach is to share database and auth logic through packages. This keeps a thin reusable code. So ultimately, web app API auth all route page layout components lib auth clients and packages database source mongodb.ts, and then better auth configuration. So I will have all my better auth configuration here. I will have all my UI configuration here. So I have to go with the same way. I know it's gonna be taking a lot of time, and I will have to learn many things on the go. But why not? If I'm learning, then I'm okay with that. So this is the first database section. So at the end of the day, I will have to configure it there. Then I have to configure better auth, and when it is actually configured, I have to export the things. So database package, so packages database source. So ultimately MongoDB I got it here, client I have, client promise I have. This is again, this works like first of all, this is really a good way to just use MongoDB. So I will definitely save it somewhere. So this time I'm gonna be going to my notes, and okay, let's see keep it here only. So code, this is where this code is going to be. And the another thing is that and here I'm not going to use MongoDB, mongoose. Rather, I'm gonna be getting Mongo client directly from MongoDB. Once I have the Mongo client, using the Mongo client, I will get the client. Once I have the client, after that I can just simply go ahead. What am I doing here? Copy it so that I can understand it better. Just like this. First of all, from MongoDB I have to get the Mongo client. Once I have the Mongo client, then I need to have the client, I need to have the promise, and they are gonna be here. Once they are here, not global dot as any MongoDB client promises. If in the global variable I don't have this Mongo client promise, in that case client is gonna be new MongoDB client. Client is created global any, I'm gonna be saving the client there, Mongo client promise. So that's actually going to be saved globally. So the promise that I have, I will be saving it, and then I'm calling connect. Once that is done, client promise is gonna be this, that is right, and I'm gonna be exporting client promise from here. So ultimately client is going to be exported. Okay, and once the client is actually exported from here, this ensures only one MongoDB connection across the app. That is okay. Auth package. So when it comes to this, so I have to export auth from here. So better auth, MongoDB adapter, client promise. So I need to have the client promise, I need to have the this, and then MongoDB adapter is gonna be await client promise. So I will have to add await it then and there. Coming back to this MongoDB, it mainly needs two things here. When I'm connecting MongoDB adapter, and when it comes to this better auth adapter slash MongoDB. So I need to create the client, and once the client is created, I'm gonna be using MongoDB to just simply connect, just like this. So auth packages, I think ChatGPT does not know about better auth properly. Better auth database, MongoDB adapter, okay, it does know that. It is just simply coming from there, and then it is passing the promise directly. And what it needs, it needs what? It needs DB optional. If you don't provide a client, database transactions won't be enabled. If you don't provide a client, database transactions won't be enabled. So I'm just simply providing my DB. DB is nothing but client.db. And how did you get the client? You got the client from here. So Mongo client, and how you got the Mongo client? You got the client from the MongoDB. So first of all, you are getting the Mongo client, then you are getting the client. Once you got the client, client.db, you got the database. Once you got the database, passing the database over here, passing the client here as well. So ultimately both the things you are passing, and that's great. We will be going with this way. Amazing job. I'm gonna be following the documentation only. It's better to just simply go through the documentation, so that next time you can come back to the documentation again, and you can get the things done. Next API routes, okay, and from here I'm gonna be exporting this, and once it is actually exported, apps, web app, auth, okay, whatever, and base URL, auth client, create auth client, base auth client, helper, auth client, base URL is gonna be API auth, and then I will be getting it done. Ultimately there are many things. Let's get it done. So what I want to do, first of all, I need to have this. The question is, why do I need to even have this? First of all, I need to install it from MongoDB, but it does not exist. So I think I have to specifically, first of all, bun remove mongoose, script not found, ls not remote, remove mongoose. This is going to be removed. Once this is actually removed, can I install MongoDB directly? So MongoDB npm I should be able to install it. npm, okay, so bun add MongoDB. It's simply gonna be adding that. Once it is added, then I'm getting the URI. Once I got the URI, I'm maintaining the state here like this. I have the client promise, and at the end of the day I'm returning the client promise from here. What I have to do, or what I want to do, I want to return both. I want to return the client as well as the DB. As for this client promise, I'm awaiting. I'm just gonna be going with the documentation. So whichever way they have mentioned the things here, where is that? Here it is. So whichever way they have mentioned the things here, I'm gonna be going with the same way. That simply means I have to get the client. Once I got the client, then I have to get the DB, and once I have both of them, that's it. The job is gonna be done there. And once I have both of them, I'm actually gonna be exporting it from here. So that's gonna be the part of the database. So how about like this? Let me I didn't await it, right? I was awaiting it there. I don't even need to await it. So import MongoDB. What is this? Mongo client from MongoDB. So Mongo client from MongoDB, and import MongoDB adapter. Do I need the adapter right now? Not really, because for this I will be creating uh, separate folder for mainly auth, better auth, and I hope that's the structure suggested by the AI. So coming back to this particular section, go to the top wherever the okay, this is the one. So this is the section here. MongoDB connection should be here to just simply connect to the MongoDB, and then this particular thing should be here to just simply get the things done like this, and that is it. And next time onwards, what do I have to do? Better auth. Okay. Crazy stuff, but okay, never mind. So I'm gonna be going to the database MongoDB, and once I'm in this, the thing is that I'm not just using Next.js. This is mainly specifically has been written for Next.js, but I'm using Turbo repo, so I will have to just write the code for that too. So first of all, one add better auth MongoDB adapter. Let's simply install that too, but inside what? Where am I? I'm inside DB, right? So as I'm inside my DB, so from the index.ts file, so let me try it. I have this Mongo client. Once I have this Mongo client, const client is gonna be equals to, how will I be getting this? From here I will be getting it like this. So new Mongo client, and I have to provide the URL over here. So const MongoDB URI, and that's gonna be process.env. If not Mongo URI, in that case throw new error MongoDB URI is missing, just like this. Once I have that, I will be using MongoDB URI over here, and once this is done, so ultimately I have my client, and once I have my client, I will be exporting it from here, and after that const export db is gonna be equal to clients dot db, just like this. So what is the problem? Const is the problem. I'm exporting both the things from here. Once I'm actually exporting them from here, I'm going to be back to this, and from here exports, and what do I have to export? I have to export everything from what? Index.ts. What is the problem here? Incorrect. Incorrect type, expected one of string or null. So that's what I gave it. index.ts. I will have to go with ts only. So what is the problem here? Exports and what am I missing here? This is how we export, right? Exports in turbo repo, handling packages exports in Vercel turbo repo. So not this particular section. Security structure repository turbo repo package UI unexpected X token export. How about checking this thing out? Export this and then this, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything different here. How about doing just this much? Okay, I think this was the issue. Got it. I just have to use dot here and that's it, and then the particular path. So I'm ultimately exporting everything from here, and apart from this particular thing, I'll have to just create one more, and that's gonna be inside packages. It's all about managing the things in the best way possible, nothing else. Otherwise things can be done directly as well. See mkdir, and that's gonna be what, auth or better auth? Auth. Once this is created, ls bun init blank. Once I'm inside this package, auth database is done, auth related stuff is gonna be here, ts config. Thankfully bun does everything quite quick, so I don't have to worry about the setup and all. Types bun, that's it. Close this, come back to this one. And one more thing, let me give it to this code to the chat GPT. Is this much fine? Not fine. Your code works, but it is not ideal for Next.js turbo repo because it does not handle connection reuse, and that can create multiple MongoDB connections during hot reload and multiple requests and all. And that is right. So you never call client.connect. MongoDB will connect lazily, but it's safer to connect explicitly. Every import can create a new MongoDB client. In Next.js there are more modules read frequently, which may create many connections, no global configuration. So the better version can be client. Well, it is again asking me to import the export the promise from here, and then use it like this. So await client promise, I will get the DB, and then I can just simply use it, then use it like this. Okay, if it is suggesting me, so I'm gonna be going with this client promise. They are gonna be having these types, Mongo client and promise, and if not this MongoDB client promise, then I will create that, and then I will save it, and client.connect. So once I got the clients, I'm just simply connecting to it, and once it is actually connected, then I'm just simply returning from here. So client.connect, and this is gonna be saved here. So global MongoDB, this is what being saved here, client.connect. So I got the value here, and from here I got the value here. So I could have kept it here only. So this is gonna be done like this, and after that I'm just simply exporting it by default, MongoDB, Mongo client. Alrighty then, let's do it. Let's write this way only. This will work, but at the end of the day, yeah, that is right, it's going to be new clients are gonna be made. That simply means new connections are gonna be made, and that's not gonna be the best one. So in that case, the better approach can be that const you have the client over here, and the type of that client is what? The type of that client is just the type Mongo client. I may be writing it again, and I may be just simply it should be let. And once I have this, I will have client promise as well. So let client promise. The type of this is gonna be promise, and what Mongo client again. So ultimately I will have the client type is gonna be Mongo client, and then the same client's promise I will have. Got it? And of course I will have to await it for sure. Once I have this much, let's simply collapse both of them here, so that I know this could have been done as well. And I'm gonna be checking first of all, what will I do once I have this much. I will be saving the value of the promise in the global variable, saving it in the global variable, in the sense I will check global as any. Of course I will check if I don't have the value, so dot the promise can be Mongo client promise. What is this? Mongo client promise. Yeah, so this is just a way to write it, so no worry. Mongo client promise. Okay, if I don't have this, then what? I'm just simply saying that if in the global state I don't have this particular promise, in that case what will I do? So in that case I will be getting the client promise. So client, so client is gonna be equals to not even await, I need to use new Mongo client. I think this is how I have to go ahead. New Mongo client, and I have to pass the URI. So the process is going to be kind of the same. Just simply pass it here, and that's it. So you will be getting your client. Once you got your client, then what will you do? You will save it everywhere else. So from here I got my client, and once I got my client, I'm actually gonna be saving this particular client in the global state, so that next time onwards I am gonna be checking whether this already exists or not. So what can I do here? When it comes to saving it in the global state, so client promise is gonna be equals to I'm gonna be saving it in the global state as well. So global as any dot Mongo client, and what do I want to do? From this particular client I want to connect it, so client dot connect, just like this. Once it is connected, I got the promise. Once I got the promise, I save the promise here, and at the end I export default client promise. I'm just simply exporting it by default from here. Any problem? There is a problem. Client promise is used before being assigned. So it is just simply saying that there could be possibility that client promise hasn't been assigned. So in that particular case I'm gonna be getting rid of this particular part from here. Let's only do this much here, and at last client promise is gonna be equals to global as any dot Mongo promise. That's it. This is how it should be going ahead, and then the job is gonna be done. So in this way, what am I doing? Whenever I'm creating the client, at that time I'm saving the promise in the global variable, and then at the end of the day I'm just simply returning that particular promise. If I give it to the ChatGPT, let's see what it says about this. This code is good and commonly used in Next.js apps. That's great. Ensures everything. And once this is done, after that this line stores the connection globally. Yeah, that's right. It reuses the same connection, and I don't need the explanation. I've already done that. So we've done this this part. So let's simply get rid of this, and coming back to this auth section, and inside this what I want, first of all I will have to install some of the things. So if I go to here, so I need to install bun add better auth MongoDB adapter. So I need the adapter over here. So ls, and let me install MongoDB adapter over here. Once it is going to be installed, what do I have to do next? I have to get the client. From the client I have to just simply I have to await that, and once I await the client, I will be I'll get the client, and once I get the client I can get the client DB. So what do I have to do? Over here inside package, inside dependency or dev dependency, I mean, think about it. that is database that needs to be a dependency, I mean dependency. So at the rate what what is the name of this database? DB, right? So at the rate DB, do I have to do it like this only? Let me check. UI package.json at the rate repo, and then I'm gonna be getting everything because I'm using bun over here, so that gets everything. That simply means at the rate DB, and I want everything. Should I do it like this? Most probably yes. So inside package.json I have at the rate repo is lint config and something like this, at the rate repo, and then this. So sorry, not like this. So I'm gonna be back here. It should not be this much, at the rate repo slash db. This is how I have to go ahead. So once I'm importing this, so let me do one thing. Bun install, it will just simply install everything. Well, that's a problem, and that is bun install get this registry 404 failed to resolve. So ultimately it is just simply saying that at the rate repo db failed to resolve. That does not really exist. That does not exist. In that case, how did I export the things from here? So if I go to package.json, I exported them like this, and the name was at the rate this much. So I think I need to change the name right now. Okay, how about this particular section? TypeScript config and package.json at the TypeScript config repo. Same way I'm gonna be naming this. So inside db, if I come here, so this is gonna be at the rate repo slash db or at the rate db. What should be the name of package.json? Let me ask this question to the AI. What should be the name of package.json at the rate db or at the rate repo slash db? Interval repo at the rate repo db is better. Why it is better? Avoids naming conflicts. At the rate db is too generic and all, that's right. Then example ecosystem at the rate types at the rate prisma at the rate aws. So there can be many. So this is how you can just simply go ahead with this stuff. Great job. Coming back to this one, it should be at the rate repo slash db, just like this, and now it should be exported. So what will I do? I'll be back here. This is done. I will try to install it again, and this is done. Once it is done, so I'm gonna be back to this auth here, and inside this auth I should have my repo here, and inside repo I should have my index.ts. Simply I should have my promise. Okay, once I got that, then what will I be doing next? Once I got that, so inside my better auth, what will I do? Coming back to this section, I need first of all MongoDB adapter. So import MongoDB adapter. So first of all this thing is needed. Apart from this particular thing, I will say export const auth, and that's gonna be equals to new MongoDB adapter, like this. Not really, it should be equals to better auth. So better auth. Well, I'll have to install better auth, and it is gonna be coming from the better auth side itself. So import better auth. Turns out I don't really have better auth installed. So installation, getting started, introduction, installation, np bun add better auth, just like this. This is going to be added. Taking quite a lot of time. Okay, let's see how long it's gonna be taking. Hopefully it's gonna be done quite quick. Once I have done, then I will install that and just simply go ahead. Simply doing nothing but following the documentation, nothing else, taking the help of AI a bit to just simply understand the stuff. I have MongoDB MongoDB config. I don't really need to have this. MongoDB adapter is the only one that I need to have. And then import better auth database MongoDB. Better auth should be coming from better auth. So better auth okay, this is it. So if I already have it here, why wasn't I getting it as a suggestion? I'm getting it here like this. Import. I don't get any suggestion here. That's insane. Because if I just import this one directly, then I'm gonna be getting this. I don't really want this, so I should be getting this as a suggestion here, but I'm not getting it for some reason. Never mind. So better auth. And once I have this, so inside that database, inside database, what? MongoDB adapter. So MongoDB adapter, inside my MongoDB adapter I need my DB and I need that. So how will I get the DB? Const DB is gonna be, I need to have the client, so const client is gonna be await client. Promise will be coming from here. Once I have that promise, const DB is gonna be equals to client.db. I have to just call it here. Once I have both of them, then I have to pass DB over here and I have to pass the client over here. This is how it's gonna be done. And I think the same way I have to just simply go with. Again, whether it works and all, that's yet to be seen, but overall things should be fine. And then apart from this, join database join is useful when better auth needs to fetch a related data from multiple tables in query. Endpoints like get session, this and many, this greatly this 2x 3x performance. MongoDB adapter supports joins out of the box, and I need to know even about MongoDB adapter. MongoDB adapter. NPM. I need to know exactly how to query the data and all. So MongoDB adapter. Huh? This is fine. Next just MongoDB adapter. Fine auth.js.dev. I have MongoDB adapter over here. Once I have the adapter, so what am I doing here? Once I got the adapter, after that I got the adapter, I got the URI. After that NSJS, I'm getting the client from DB, libdb, and handlers auth, sign in, sign out and all. Coming back to this lib.db.ts over here, getting this URI, options, server API, version, strict, this client, process env development. Wow, the same thing is being happening. Global with Mongo, so global as type of Mongo, global this, it is being saved globally. Global this Mongo, this global with Mongo client, new whatever we did just back then, the same thing is actually happening over here. And then ultimately new MongoDB client. Once I got the client, then global Mongo, it's actually being saved inside the client, and else case I'm returning this. I have this, I'm returning the client from here, and when I actually return the client from here, so I'm getting the client over here and directly using the client if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so this is how it just simply going on. But the important thing is that this is the special global type that you created, global variable, I must say, not kind of a variable that references to global object. So global as type of global this, and there should be Mongo client inside that, and then you are checking if that has, if that does not have the Mongo client, you are gonna be creating a new Mongo client with the options, and you will be setting the value of this. Otherwise, if that already, if that's not equals to the development mode, in that case you will directly be doing that, the client is directly going to be set, because global variable is mostly available in development section. That's right. So when you are actually running it, at that time you should be directly like this. And what you are doing from here, you are actually exporting it. So export default client, so you are just simply doing this. Once the client is exported, you will be doing some other things. Server API version v1, and strict is gonna be true. Having said that, this is not needed. Let me ask this to AI, what does it think about this? What do you think about this? Will it work with better auth? Your code exports MongoDB client instance, while better also MongoDB adapter expects database DB. So what your code currently exports? I'm exporting the client. This is MongoDB client, not the database. So how better auth expects? It needs DB and client, so it needs a DB and client, both of them. How to use in your code? So inside package DB mongo.ts, mongodb.ts, export client, and over there with the help of the client I will be getting this, and once I got this, I'm gonna be using this over here. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead like this. This code, the whole thing, by the way, this is good. It's not like it, oh, but not this section, sorry for that. If I go to my DB, index.ts, so this is good, it will work. But even better code I have, and that is already written in the documentation, so why not go with that code? And that is inside auth.js. If you go here, so they have written it quite well here. So I'm gonna be just simply copying and pasting the whole thing over here, because this has been written by the developers, and it does the same thing. It just simply returns the client at the end of the day, and it has even comments and all. But okay, I'm not gonna be worried about that. And as for MongoDB client and all, done, cut, then process. If not MongoDB URI, that's it. Otherwise, get the URI. Once you got the URI, do this stuff, do, keep doing, and done. By the way, it returns the client only, so no need to worry about that. Once it returns the client, I can just simply get the client like this. Once I got the client, by the way, it should be just the client directly, so I can just even say like this client, cut it from here. And if I just hover over this, so I should be, come on, client, client, client. What is the problem? Let's go here. I'm exporting by default, okay. So let's get the client client from here. Hover over it, I'm redirected there, and I got the client, I got the DB. With the help of both of them, I created this const auth, and once this got created, I will be exporting it from here as well. So, and this will be used on the app side. So from here, it's going to be like @repos/auth, and what will I be exporting? By the way, that's gonna be exported from there. Fine. So exports, and that's gonna be equals to what? That's mainly gonna be equals to index.ts. For now, this is gonna be fine. I'm not really worried about it. I'm exporting everything directly from there, so this should not really be a problematic thing. And once it has actually been exported from here, so let's go to the better auth. Actually, coming back to this one, coming back to getting started installation. Actually, yeah, this is fine. And once I got this much done, then what is the next thing that I have to do? The next thing is that you have to configure the things inside this. We have already done that using MongoDB. Once that is done, then auth latest generate. So create database tables. Better auth includes a CLI tool to help manage the schema required by the library. Generate this command generates the ORM schema for SQL migration file and all, and it is just simply saying that just simply generate that. but the problem is I'm not using a PostgreSQL over here, so I don't need the tables. In that case, will it work? If you are using you can apply. This is mainly used for Prisma when we are actually using PostgreSQL, and in this particular section, um, I don't think this is going to be useful. And mount handler, and I think one more thing that I need to do inside DB directory, I need to create my models, and then I have to just simply export my models from here too. So this is how it's gonna be going ahead, and then I can just simply follow the documentation given here. So let me ask this question, or just simply tell it, should I create models in packages slash db and export from here? Yes, great. Creating models inside package db, yeah, of course we have to do that. So if you are using MongoDB driver recommended with better auth, so in that case, inside packages I'm gonna be creating collections, user.ts, resume.ts, ultimately models. I have this client already, and from client.ts I'm actually exporting both. I'm exporting await client.connect. So whenever I just write client.connect, it actually becomes a promise. That simply means coming back to this particular thing over here, await get db. So this db will be returning me the db is gonna be returning me the db. It's okay, it will work both the ways, that's not really a big problem. DB connections, get users collections, so it will be returning the DB connections. Oh my god, I mean, whenever you switch to a new tech stack, there's gonna be it's not necessary that things are gonna be exactly the same. The thing is that so far I have been using Mongoose to just use MongoDB. Right now, if I create my own backend, so okay, I can go with Mongoose. But right now I'm going with the Nest.js only, and I'm creating backend on top of that. So it's, and not only that, I'm actually using better auth. That simply means it's better to just simply go with this way, and this way I'm actually getting to know about many things, but never mind. Get DB collections users. Calm down and think about it. What happened? First of all, you got the client from MongoDB. From the client, using the client, you got the database. Once you got that, you got the DB using this. You already had the client. Then get users collection, db.collection.users. So using this DB, you will get the collections. Wow. So db.collection.users. So this will this way you will get the collections, and oh, we will not even create the models, because we create the models inside Mongoose. How can I forget that? So Mongoose is mainly responsible for creating the models and all. Right now, as Mongoose is not being used over here, so you will directly get the connections like this. So you got your database, then you will get the connection. When you get the connection, and amazing job by the way, it's gonna be inside collections and users.ts. This is gonna be the overall flow. So client collections user.ts. From here you will get the users collection, resume collection and all, and index.ts will actually be exporting everything like that. Never mind. This is great actually. That's actually a good thing. And then user schema. If you were using, okay, it's simply saying that if I were using Mongoose, then you would create a model. So inside a package source connected, yes, I would create models. But right now I'm not using this, so there's no way to just simply even create this. Why am I not using a Mongoose? Because I'm using BetterAuth. BetterAuth doesn't support Mongoose directly, so for that thing I will have to use the MongoDB client, and that MongoDB client uh, doesn't have models. They have collections, so you can just simply create the collection, and the collection is going to be created. So let's get this last thing done. Okay, So what am I gonna do here? Over here, starting from here, so I'm gonna be creating these many folders inside this. So I need to have client, I need to have collections, I need to have index.ts over here, and let's organize it in the best way possible, so that next time onwards, if I want to do it, I know what needs to be done over here. Overall, it seems to be fine. Inside my db, I need to export both the db as well as the client. Okay, so ultimately they need to be exported from here. So what am I actually going to do? From my db, I already have my index.ts over here, and what it does, this index.ts returns the client. What can I actually do? I will have one more, that's gonna be, actually let's make this one client.ts, because this actually returns the client. So client.ts, once this is client.ts, another is gonna be index.ts, and once this is index.ts, I will be creating one more collection over here, and that's gonna be collections. Inside the collections, I will have user.ts, because that will mainly return the users collections. So user.ts, just like this. And what will I do now? Inside index.ts, I will have export const get db, and it will get the client. After getting the client, it will return me the database. Really? Hopefully it will. Just a minute, let me come back to this. I hope I am following the inside client.ts, you are just simply returning the client from here. Client.ts, you are not just returning the client, you are getting the client from MongoDB. Literally, db client and index.ts, client.ts, you are getting it from the MongoDB. Okay, and get db connect, you are connecting to it, and once you are connecting to it, you are returning client db. So from the client, you are actually returning the database, and then inside users, you are using that particular database. So db dot collection, and that's it. And what I am gonna be doing here, I'm gonna be doing pretty simple thing. This is gonna be my way. I'm already exporting the client from here, and once the client is actually exported from here, I can even do client.connect to just simply connect. So I can come back here, and what will I do? Return client.db, just like this. And I of course need the client, so let's simply export it here. So this is done, and once I'm returning this from here, so inside users.ts, export what should be the name of the users collection, export const users is gonna, I hope that's gonna be users, otherwise I'll see the name. And it should be what? It should be like const db is gonna be equals to get db, just like this. Apart from this particular thing, I have to return db dot collection and users collection. So I hope this is how it's gonna be going ahead, but let's see whether it's actually getting done the way I'm expecting or not. So db collection, I'm just simply returning it. Get users collection, the name can be anything, right? So it can be get users collection, like this as well. And then from get users collection, I will actually call it, and whenever I call it, I will get the users, just like this. So overall this should be fine. So I have this first thing, let me paste it here, and let's see what it says about this particular code that I have written. Then this is the second piece of code that I have, and this is the third piece of code that I'm gonna be having at the end of the day, and I will be even exporting it from here. And this user.ts simply returns the collection, and once all the things are done, that's it. I'm gonna be going ahead. Let's see, by the way. You should connect it to the MongoDB client. So it is asking me to connect over and over. So right now you create the client, but never connect it. So client MongoDB, this MongoDB will connect lazily, but it's safer to connect explicitly. Okay, got it. It's safe to just simply connect. It's not a compulsory thing, but if you do that, that's a good one. So client get a db.ts index.ts. Let's refine it. So client.ts will just simply return the whole client from here. Once it returns the client, then I have db.ts. It simply connects to it and it simply returns this client from here. Once it it returns the db, db.ts returns the db. After that, I have get db. It will get users collection. It will return that, and from okay, here we are. So ultimately it's all about formatting the code the best way. Even this thing is gonna be working fine, but if you actually wanted, so we could have done it like this. Client.ts will always return the client. It is already returning that, so we don't really need to worry about it. Let's simply close this. Similarly, we should have one more, and that is called getDB. That should return me the database. So get db.ts, just like this. So it will be returned. It will be returning the database, and from the index.ts I will be exporting everything. So I have getDB, it will return the database, and I can have one more that returns the database. Get users collection. What was the name of that particular file? Sorry for that, checking the names again and again because that is really important. Users.ts, I think that is fine. getDB simply returns me the database, and client. So this is the client that I've got. Once I have this particular client, so from here what will I do? Or let me create it separately. So there's gonna be one more, and that's gonna be db.ts, and that will be responsible for returning the client, ultimately a promise. So export const db async return get the client from the client dot connect, just like this. Of course you will have to await, so await it here. Once it is returned, so you are returning the client from here. Once the client is returned, you need the database, I mean db. So export const get db async this, and I need the client, not the client. Const get client is going to be equals to db is gonna be coming from here, and of course I have to await it if I'm not wrong. Database client, I think this is how it's gonna be going ahead. Let me check if I'm not wrong. So get db simply returns me the db, not db. What does the db return? What is the right way to just simply db.ts simply gets db, it simply returns the database, so connects it and returns the database. Okay, great. So get db will be doing everything, so I don't even need to do it separately, so I can just simply get rid of this. db will be responsible for even doing this, so cut it from here, and I need to have the client, right? So client is gonna be equals to const client is going to be equals to or const client db. Just a minute, keep it simple. You have client, yeah. After the client you have to connect that, yes. After connecting that, what do you have to do? You will get the client.db, you will get the db. So client is gonna be equal to await client.connect, just like this. It is gonna be connected. And what is the problem with this? Client is used before declaration, that's okay. So in that case, what can I name it here? No use to name it anything. It's gonna be just simply straightforward. Okay, that's great. Quite learning a lot of stuff. I will definitely rewrite it whenever I get the chance, or recreate this. Whenever I do something, I learn something new, and then I think of recreating that. Great job. Then after that, client dot, at least whenever I work on this, the next time I will know what to do. And db, so this is how I will be getting the db. and I will just simply return from here. So it's simple. I have client.ts that simply returns the client. I have db.ts that simply returns the db. Once I have that, and now I will have user.ts, so users.ts over here. So I use get the get db, and once I have this, I'll have to await it. I'll have to make it async db collections. I'm returning the users from here. Once I'm returning the users from here, from index.ts, what all, export everything from export everything from what, client, then export everything from get db. Database, do I need to have the database? I do need to have the database here. Client, I do need to have that as well. Okay, and get db simply returns the database if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it does. And apart from this particular thing, export everything from collection slash what, collection slash user. So this is how it's gonna be going ahead. And I think the name is actually user if I'm not wrong, or that is users. So the collection name users, just like this. So ultimately this name is going to be changed over here inside index.ts. So this is gonna be done. And what am I doing when I'm actually exporting it from here? So it's being everything inside index.ts is being exported. So that simply means when I'm actually getting it inside auth, so in this particular case, cut it from here. As for the client, I don't even need to have the db here, rather import from @repo.db. And what all I want over here, I want my get db that will simply return the db, and I want my client that's gonna be the default one. Let me do one thing, go back to client.ts, and I'm gonna be just exporting it directly from here. So export client dash export client. This is how it's gonna be going ahead. Once this is like this, so I'm gonna be importing it like this. Once I have imported it like this, no problem. And coming back to this one here, I will get this get db const db is gonna be equals to await get db, just like this. And I got my database, I got my client, so I am exporting it from here. Once I'm actually exporting it from here, what is the next thing? This is actually getting exported from here. Once it is getting exported from here, now I will get it where? So when it comes to this MongoDB, okay, MongoDB driver documentation. How am I going to read the data? The reading data is gonna be different as well. CRUD operation, let's simply click on this. So insert one, insert many, this is how it's gonna be going ahead. So it's like client.db and my db. I got my database at the end, and after that I got my collection as well. So I have my database, I have my data. Why am I entering this mydb here? I think this is the name for that. So mydb client I already have. Mydb, I don't think even I need to do it, but okay, never mind. And then I have this documentation. After that, await my collection, insert one, and just simply do this. Oof. Okay, that simply means I have to export what from here. I have to export both. I have to export my collection as well. My collection, am I exporting the my collection separately or not? Coming back to this particular section, index.ts collections users. So I'm just simply exporting the users collection from here. Users collection. So yeah, I'm exporting it separately. That simply means I have to just simply export the collections right now, and once I export the collections, from there I will get that particular connection. On that particular connection I can call the method, and the job is going to be done. Great. So that simply means if I want to use this now, so I can go to my apps web here, and let's work in this particular section here. Just simply remove everything, rfc, it is gonna be like this. Let's simply even remove this, and if I want to connect it to the database, it needs to be server component. At least for right now I'm gonna be making it. So use server, just like this. By default that is already server component, so I don't need to make it by default. I can make it a sync, just like this. And apart from this particular thing, what will I do inside this particular section? I need to install it, I mean get everything. Crazy stuff. @repo/db everything, like this. ls cd what cd apps/web bun install. Once this is done, this is already installed right now, so I can just simply close everything. Coming back to page.t6. Okay, gonna be making a direct call. So const collection. Do I have the collection? Yeah, I do. So how will I get that? Users collection. I'm returning the user directly, right? Whenever I call this thing, at that time I get it. So import get users collection, like this. Const user collection what should be the short form for writing that? My collection, but not my collection, user collection. Let's name it like this, user collection, just like this. Get user collection, and just simply call it here. Hopefully this is not it's already a sync. I'll have to update it here. And once I have this, so await user collection. Oh my god, user collection dot insert one name Vipendra, profession coder. This is what I'm gonna be just simply adding it. Ultimately I don't know whether it's gonna be working or not, but overall I've done it. Okay, apart from this particular thing, I need a better auth that will be used for authentication and all. So from here on I will be just simply getting the things done. I know it may work, it may not work, so I will be fixing it. And then this is how we are gonna be getting the things done. And ultimately we are actually learning quite a lot. The thing is that I honestly had no idea how to use Mongoose with Turbo Repo. Right now I know how to just simply cache the data and all. Even I know that thing. So nothing could be better than this. Learning by doing nothing. I mean, that's what we need, right? Don't we? As for this one, I will continue from here on. And again, first of all, I will have to get the basic setup ready. Even setup is gonna be taking a day or two, and then we will continue from this one. Everything is ready. Like this is the overall plan for creating this particular application. But before I go with this particular plan, I need to get the whole setup ready. I have to use many things, right? Many things, many tech stacks and all. So it's gonna be taking a bit while to just simply get the overall setup ready. Then I will start working on the real business logic. Okay, I think that should be it for now. Thank you very much for being here. I'm gonna be catching up tomorrow. It's quite late night, 11:26. Go and sleep, everybody. I'm also gonna be doing the same. Bye bye. Take care. Good night, and see you.